Hey everyone, Dominat is here from iFunny. This is my 600 subscriber special, so I'm going to be doing some Q&A and confessions that you guys have asked me. Alright, we're going to start out with the Full Metal Atheist. You did it. Congrats. And you have a YouTube? What's the channel name? Okay, probably too late to answer that one. Dominatus. Next question is from Decius Nocturnal. Was there morality before religion? What's your input? I'm going to say yes, obviously. Morality is a social construct. Um, it definitely has existed long before organized religion. It even predates paganism. We can see morality in other social creatures similar to us, and calling it morality might be a bit of a stretch, but there are certainly rules that their societies go by. Well, societies. So, yeah, there's definitely morality without religion, and it definitely predates religion. Harry Heretic wants to know what my thoughts are on agnostic atheists compared to Gnostic atheists. I say agnostic atheism is a more honest position to hold. We don't believe due to a lack of evidence. Gnostic atheists are making a claim. They don't believe and reject the claim for God, simply saying there is no God. I mean, that's denying the claim for God outright. It's making a claim to evidence they cannot possibly have. The burden of proof is going to fall on them at that point in time, and just like the Gnostic theist, they are going to be totally unable to fill that burden of proof. You cannot disprove that which has never been proven in the first place, as the old argument goes. Megatherium says, "You did it, bro." Very astute observation, thank you. No, but I gotta say, this is really exciting for me, and I'm glad you guys all enjoy my content enough. But I digress, let's get back to this. The Funny Atheist says, "Does the hellbound harlot not realize how obvious it is that she has a crush on you?" You're gonna have to take that one up with Daya. Daya? Daya, I'm not sure how you pronounce your name anyways. He also asks, top or bottom? Depends on the day. I could go both. The Hellbound Harlot asks, would you rather be penetrated in the anus or have your scrotum tickled? Is that even a serious question? Scrotum, all the way. She also asks if I want a threesome with her in lunch tray. Sure, I guess. The Hellbound Harlot also says, you're dumb. If we came from monkeys, why are there still monkeys? Dumb atheitits. Beats me. Honestly, Richard Dawkins is God. I just go with whatever he says. Metal Rage Life wants to know if I eat the booty like groceries. I'm not even sure how to respond to that. The Hellbound Harlot again asks, who do I worship? That question will change day by day. I've answered science in a black preacher voice. Caesar, because the Holy Roman Empire was massive. Julius Caesar, fucking god. You disagree, we'll kill you. The Flying Spaghetti Monster, at times, that's a fun one. Run around the house with a colander on my head. Of course, myself, because let's be real, I'm a fucking god, alright? Modest too, don't forget that one. And then, of course, there's the one and only deity. The Hellbound Harlot also asks if my parents know that I'm gay. I'm gonna answer that question with a question. Do your parents know that you are a fucking bitch? Just kidding, you're God. Uh, Harry Heretic asks, who is my favorite account? Now, I gotta give him honorable mention here. Harry Heretic has a pretty nice account going on there. You guys might want to check him out. Um, Metal Rage Life, really good guy to talk to on Kick. He's actually become a really close friend of mine over the past few months. But my all-time favorite account content-wise, that would have to be either the Hellbound Harlot or Chase Alter. They both have some really good, insightful views, really smart essays, and honestly, their content is fucking amazing. I mean, they're both smarter than me, and I look up to them. Um, Metal Rage Life asks, there's no such thing as a neutral question. To what extent do you agree with this statement? I have to agree 100% there. There is no such thing as a neutral question. No matter how you ask a question or phrase it, there will always be some sense of bias in there, even if it's only in the way you interpret the answer to said question. Darkness Devours wants to know thoughts on religion that don't require worship. Well, my thoughts on a religion that doesn't require worship is that it's about the same as my thoughts for most any other religion. Starting out about a year ago, I was a bit of a anti-theist, and when I say a bit, I mean cringeworthy, edgy. Since then, I've definitely toned it down, become a lot more moderate. So my view on religion's a bit more open now. I think it's a good belief system just like any other. I mean, if you want to hold that personal belief system and ideology, go for it. Um, the ones without deities, though, those tend to be a bit more similar to philosophy than religion. There's nothing wrong with that either. Depending on what your views say, it could be either good or bad. It ultimately depends on how the individual interprets it. Okay. Call Me Karma wants to know why I am the way that I am. Well, over 19 years of my life has passed so far, and I have encountered many different experiences. These combined with various aspects of my brain chemistry, and they influenced my thoughts and actions growing up, the way I responded to various stimuli, and those events then compounded on one another to introduce new events into my life, which then further built upon those experiences and assumptions that I was making. Various ideologies changed as fuck it. Let's just say God did it. Crime King. Can this question not be answered? Fucking. Infrared Girl wants to know what my favorite video game is. You cannot narrow that down to just one, alright? That's an impossible choice to make. What you ask is impossible. So I'm going to have to say Fallout 4, Just Cause 3, GTA 5, Halo Reach, Dragon Age Origins, Skyrim, Pokemon Fire Red, which was my first video game. I mean, those are some of my top ones, but obviously there's a far, far longer list. Most of the games I've played that I've played, I've enjoyed in one way or the other, so. What part of the world would I travel to if I could? Also asked by Infrared Girl. That would be Italy. She also wants to know what my favorite animal is. Well, my favorite animal would have to be Homo sapiens. We are animals, yeah. So, no, but to answer the question seriously, probably the eagle. I think it would be really fucking cool to be an eagle, you know? What's my favorite band? God damn. Well, I've mentioned it many times that I'm a big fan of classic rock. So, Led Zeppelin, Guns N' Roses, Johnny Cash. Yeah, there was a country phase when I was younger, and I do like the old country music, so. Bastille, Supertramp, Loverboy, Leonard Skinner, David Bowie, Jimi Hendrix. Don McLean is definitely up there. His lyrics are fucking amazing. Jeez, there are so many different bands, I cannot possibly list them all. My favorite series, I'm gonna assume you mean television series. That would have to be White Collar. If you have not seen White Collar, I highly recommend you check it out. It is a really clever show. I loved it. I'm honestly sad that it had to end, so. My favorite animated series, I mean, from my childhood, that might have been Pokemon or Kids Next Door. I'm not really sure which. Now it would be South Park, though. Have I ever painted my fingernails or my toenails? Actually, yes. When I was younger, my grandma used to paint them for me. She just used the clear stuff. I don't know what it was called, and really the only reason I liked to get that done was because it smelled good. So I was a weird kid. My favorite superhero or heroine would again, you can't narrow it down to just one. I've got a couple. Deadpool is definitely up there in the list, though. Batman was always my favorite growing up as a kid. Iron Man, I like it because Robert Downey Jr. makes me laugh. So, Dexter, the Red Lantern series, that's pretty cool. The Flash, Green Arrow. Honestly, there's a lot of different heroes, and their stories are all really cool. DC or Marvel? You know, when I was a kid, I would have answered DC, but now I'm gonna have to say Marvel. Team Captain America or Team Iron Man? Again, Robert Downey Jr. I mean, he makes me laugh more than the Cap. You know, just so witty. Great character. Do I play Pokemon? Well, like I mentioned previously, I used to. Pokemon Fire Red was my first game. I ended up losing that Game Boy. I forget how old I was. But I also had a pretty big collection of Pokemon cards, actually, including one Charizard EX. I don't know what happened to it, though. My entire collection, box about, let's see, this big, so on its side. Want to say 450 cards in there. Probably more than that. Anyways, those all just went missing. Which was totally something I loved to hear, you know? I was pissed for a while. Still am a bit angry about that. Anyways, that has been the 600 subscriber special. If you guys like, I can do more videos like this. Honestly, I think it'd be a pretty good way to get more of my content out there. We can upload these to iFunny, all that good stuff. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you all later.